Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is January 2nd of 2025. It's Thursday. For some reason, I thought it was Tuesday. That's what you get when you're retired. You lose all track of the days. It's 26 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 3 degrees Celsius. The wind chill is at 17 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 8 degrees Celsius. It's brutal out there. It's 7:18 a.m. is the sunrise, and sunset today is 4:31 p.m. The time now is about 7 a.m. We're going to do some winter pruning. We're going to do geranium, a Jerusalem cherry, and the sacred fig. So let's get started with the geranium. And all we're going to do is take our ironwood shears. We can just pull some of this off, some of these dead leaves. Just like that. Sometimes you gotta clean up, but you can, when you prune a geranium, it's got a nice smell to it. Nice little fragrance. It's not one of the scented ones, it's just the regular dollar ones that they get rid of during the fall just to get rid of them. Just taking that off. Now you can see they do grow a fat trunk. Look how nice it's getting there. And who says you got to do the standards? Who said that? Oh, they say, oh no, that stuff you just got to let them grow and just be plants. No, you can try anything as a bonsai. I mean, what the heck? What's to stop you? Just because some person doesn't like a geranium for a bonsai, that doesn't mean that you can't do it. And it's an easy one to do because you can make a mistake on it and it's very forgiving. And look at the nice, thick, fat trunk you can get on it. Look at my finger compared to the trunk. Now I'm going to cut this one dead piece off right here because there's nothing growing. And we're using ironwood tools because nothing cuts wood like ironwood. And just snip it. Snip the dead ones off. Take this one off on the inside. And we'll go from there. You can see how they're growing. They're reaching towards the sun because there's still not a lot of sun in the basement yet. Although the light is getting about, the sunset's about 3 minutes later today. So that's tells you spring is on the way. So that's just our little geranium. And just go for it. Try it. Look at the trunk you can develop on it. You can get any kind of look you want on it because you let it grow towards the sun, let it lean that way or any way you want. But this is going to grow on the inside, this is going to grow on the outside. But for now, since I have no back budding here yet, we're just going to let this one grow. And maybe we can prune it to start going that way, or we can have these little buds come out this way and later on take this one off. But we'll see, and you can see how nice the wound's healed. So let's put her on the side, because when they flower, it's a her. Next, we're going to tackle our Jerusalem cherry. Take our pumpkin out and our little house out for the time being. And this is a variegated Jerusalem cherry, and it's a Solum pseudo capsicum, something like that. I don't know if you can read it. This one I got at Ted's Greenhouse. I got it on April 19th of 2023. And I don't know when that's when I potted it. So it's doing pretty good. I just got to make the tags better. We'll take our old truck out that's seen better days. Before we prune it, let's get some of these weeds out. And just move the soil around a little bit. Now here's the cherry dried up. So we're going to see if we can pull a seed out of there. Because I got a couple more here. I'm just going to snip off because they're getting hard. We're going to see if they can root. You're not seeing what I'm doing. Come on, Tom. So we got another one here that's starting to dry, so we're just going to take that one off, put it on the side, and we're going to see if anything roots. Now you can see on this one how it's growing. Here's another one that I just seen. So we're going to cut into these, and then in this later on we're going to see if I can dig some seeds out and see if I can grow, see what's in there, see if we can grow them. And then all we're going to do is get the soil scratched up real good. Take some of that surface tension out. Just put it in there like that. And I got this in Ted's cactus mix because it's a good fast draining soil. I'm just going to cut this little nubby root off here. You know, nothing cuts wood like ironwood. Put in my last name, NOWAK, for a discount if you're in the States. But if you can't, if you're not in the States, you can always buy ironwood on the internet, on Amazon. So right now we got a branch. We got a branch over here. Let's see if I can get you any closer. Right here, that's growing in. So we're just going to cut this one off to here. And I'm going to stick it in my water there. And then this one, we got a shoot coming out this way, so that's good. We can take this piece off. And then we're going to cut some of these cherries off, because we don't need this if I'm going to try to root it. Just to experiment and see if I can get a smaller one out of it. I got it in a little container of water. I just throw it in there. Got another cherry forming here. We're going to cut this back to here because we got our brain over here. The brain's right here, so we want this to grow out. The brain is over here, so we want this one to grow out, this one to grow out. Let's put the cherries there. Now this one in here we can cut. You can see that it's in the way right now. We don't want it too close into there. Now, we got, this is our tall leader branch over here. So if we can keep this as a front and keep it as a wind-blown look, we can try that, or try to get it bushier more. But right now, I could cut this one off and this one off and let this grow out more this way. So I think I'll do that to give this branch sort of being tattered by the wind. Take this one off right here. And we'll put that in the water too. Get them nice and soaked. That way they're to stay hydrated until I can find room to plant them all. And I'm still looking for my little pots so I can do my water sprites and propagate them. Okay, so you can see that the nub is here and there's nothing growing there except right below here. So I don't know if I can get in there. Cut it. Yep, we got it. I told you, nothing cuts wood like ironwood. There we go. We got that nub off. Tom, where's the lipstick? Here it is. Let's put it back here. I want you to see all the junk. And we have our, I forgot the name. This is LA Colors, but as you can see, the color of the lipstick, and I think that'll go good onto the trunk part right here. I have to see if I can get some brown lipstick to match the trunks more. Just like that, because it's bigger, it's pretty big, that cut, and I know it's inside, it'll heal over, but just to be safe when I put it outside, because I don't want no water running in and get it into there. So that's our Jerusalem cherry, and then I'll put in pencil later when I pruned it, so I'll put it on here. So here's our sacred fig. Oh yes, before we do anything to the sacred fig, we can put our pumpkin here maybe, and our house here, all the way in the background, growing under the tree. And it'll give it that illusion of a windblown tree that's been tattered, maybe hit by lightning or something, and we go from there. Okay, so that one's done. Now, our sacred fig, I repotted it on February 11th of 2024. I pruned it on May 15th of 2024. I got it all written down. That's my little notes there. And the sacred fig is a Ficus religiosa. That's what they call it, sacred fig, but that's the Latin name, because sometimes there's all different names for them. And I call that Uncle Walt, in memory of my Uncle Walter. And this was bought and potted on January 6th of 2023 at Ted's greenhouse. So that's our sacred fig. So let's take all this off, all these leaves. We'll put this here, take the rock out. You can see the soil is really starting to go down on this one. I don't know if you can see it right there. It's dropping, so we're going to have to add some more soil in there. But before I do that, we got a root crossing over here, and I don't know if we can dig it out. Let's take it out. We're going to have to. But before I do that, I'm going to clip this right close to the trunk. That's why I like these needle nose. Right here. You can see how fat the trunk is. We can leave this one there. This one's grown, but we're going to cut it above a node or a brain. Right there. I don't know if this little one will grow, so we're going to cut this off right there. I'll throw this in water. You never know if a little thing like that will sprout, but it's experiments. Now, let's get this out, because I didn't think I was going to do a repot on this, but it looks like we have to. Throw that in there. And I got my Ted's mix there. So let's take it out. We got the screen there. Let's just take this screen off. You can see some of the mycorrhiza in there, so that's good. Yeah, I still got to buy my beneficial bacteria. I got the water soluble one. Let's take that screen out of there. Put another screen in there. And then Matt from Bobcat Bonsai, I got your root hook, Matt. Thank you very much. And we're just going to take some of the soil out. Go nice and easy to see where the roots are at. And you can see that this is very tight. Very tight inside this root ball. So that means it's time for a good repotting. Go inside. Let's dig this out. Now we got this root. This is a crazy root here. That's why I wanted to repot it, because you can see how this root is going this way. So we got to see what's inside here. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to mix some I got some wild root organics. I'm going to mix some of this in a little container, and then we're going to water it in to get all the beneficial bacteria into the soil here and onto the root system. Now this soil I'm going to put into my old soil mix. And this is a fierce root system here, very fierce. Strong root system. Let's get this out. drop it on the floor. I gotta clean up anyway. Let's take this out of here and dump this into our old mix. That's still good stuff. Sorry about jiggling the camera there. Oh, we gotta really be fierce on this. This is really, this soil is hard like a rock. So you know this soil is very, how you would say under stress, under tension. It's not relaxed to receive water, so the water would be running off of this and not into the mix. So I should have had to soak this, but I don't like soaking some of these too much in the winter time, because sometimes in the basement they dry out fast and sometimes they don't. So winter's here, everybody. It's going to be a cold week. So I'm not going to do too much on the roots, but I am going to take this root off right there, because I don't want it crossing over like that. And needle nose really work. Now this one is really in there. There we go. Let's take this guy out. And will this root and grow another ficus? I have no idea. So I'm going to stick this in the water. Let the roots get nice and wet, and then I'll try planting it later after it got a good soaking in there. Ah, you never know. You can experiment. So we got that out. So I'm not going to do too much because it's not really a good time to do this. But hey, what the heck? When you gotta do it, you gotta do it. There. Get all that out of there. And you can see this has a nice feeder root system. Look at all the feeder roots on it. Really nice. So I'm just gonna fluff it up a little bit. I got a nice thick root over here. I'm going to get in here with my root pruning scissors, my old ones. These are cheap, so if you goof them up, it's alright. I got these at Harbor Freight. Get rid of that. Okay, drop it on the floor. Time for Mr. Broom to do his work today. Now you can see this soil is still good. It's still good. So we could put some of that in the bottom of the pot. And then the roots, this one's a curly root over there, so we're just going to cut this one out. Just like that. And you can see now that we got this crossover root out of there. And this is nothing but fine feeder roots here. And you can see the bottom where it was cut to be rooted. And we got one root here that's a downward facing root. Now that's going to be a hard root to cut, so I'm just going to go in there with my ironwood tool and cut that out. No, I don't get paid to advertise ironwood tools. I advertise them because it's one of the best tools I ever owned. All these years, I'm 76. Lord willing, I make it to June to be 77. I'll stick with ironwood, because I know with ironwood, everything cuts the way I want it to cut. They don't break or nothing. Plus in the States, they're guaranteed for life. So, let's get our pot. Let's see if I can find some small springs. Knitting mesh, knitting mesh. Where you be, my knitting mesh? Okie dokie. Well, my knitting mesh disappeared itself. I knew I put it someplace, but exactly where, I don't know. So we're going to have to put a couple of these little ones in here. I got a piece right here. I knew I had something there. I will cut it. I like the knitting mesh because then you can cut it in a straight line. Go right over the line. There. I'm going to cut this to fit in there. Let's take our chopstick, get that out. And what I'm going to do, because then I'll use Mr. Elephant to water all the other stuff, I'm going to take Mr. Elephant here, and then I'm going to take some of this from Wild Root. And yes, that's aged water. Got a nice little scoop. Put it into Mr. Elephant, because then I'll replenish everything with my other trees. And Mr. Spray Bottle, he disappeared himself too. I don't know where I put him. Well, that's what you do when you do bonsai. Sometimes you got it, and sometimes you don't. So you got it all mixed up. Mr. Elephant, how you doing, buddy? Mr. Elephant says hello to all the kiddies there. He's always there for the kids. So now, we'll take Mr. Spoon, and we'll put him in there. All the soil. Just like that. And then, I'll hold this up. I'm going to get the roots a little bit hydrated here. Put all that beneficial bacteria on there. Now in Wild Root, this one has an endo and ectobacteria. So it's got all different kinds. There we go. And that'll fit in a pot just nice. Okay, so I think we got enough Ted's mix. I'm going to have to go in the garage and thaw some more out. Put it on the top there. Get it in. No, we're not going to cut up any more of these roots. Although I could. But right now, it's winter. Just going to get it in there so we can get it off to a nice start. I got a nice good set of feeder roots. I want them feeder roots to fill up this pot again. And then maybe in the fall or next 2026, around this time, we can repot it again and cut some more feeder roots off. Lord willing, if I'm alive then, Ted. Hey, you never know. Life is an uphill struggle, and then when you retire, it's all downhill. I don't know about you, but the days go by fast. Once the holidays roll around about, October, when you get into all the holidays, everything goes downhill fast. I mean, the days whiz by like you don't believe. I don't know, because it's the holidays and people are running around doing stuff. But everything goes fast. It's like a downhill slide. And now, with summer, spring and summer coming through, it's like you're walking up a hill. And once you get into September, it's all downhill. Because I got on my, I can tell that spring and summer's coming because I got 3 panes on the window, so the longest days the sun is there, and the shortest days the sun is on this side. So, you know that's the way the Earth's tilting. As it goes around the sun. There we go. It's got something there. Good. And where's my little cup? Just like that. I'm not going to decorate it because I wasn't having plans on putting anything in today, but with that big root over there, I wanted to get it before it got any thicker. So I'm just going to fire that chopstick in a little bit more. Fire it in, fire it in, fire it in. There, and then we're going to mark on our tag that we pruned it, a light pruning we did, and we repotted it. We cut that one major root off, so let's give it a little water with the beneficial bacteria in there. And even though I forgot to put the cover on the bucket, you can see how fast Ted's mix, cactus mix drains. I like this cactus mix, it's very good. Close the drawer. Now, how do you know if it's a male or female plant? Well, usually I call them females when they flower. When they don't flower, they're male. That's what I do, so I give them names. So Uncle Walt here is looking pretty good. There we go. Get it nice in there. And later on we'll get some for it. And I'll redo the markers on here. Mr. Rag. We get our rag over here. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. I welcome in the new year with a nice polka. Little Wally. And Johnny is knocking at my window. And there was another one, I don't know, it was Marion Lush or Little Wally singing Someone Stole the Kishka. I don't know if you remember that song, but I liked that one ever since I was a kid, and I taught my grandkids how to sing it, so when we're in the car riding, they sing Who Stole the Kishka. So, there's our sacred fig, all repotted. You can see how nice the soil's draining. So, today's Thursday night. It'll be Thursday night, book night. Grab a good book and a hot cup of tea, because it's going to be another cold night. All this week and all into next week, it's going to be cold. So you take care, everybody. Have a good day. Enjoy the evening. Curl up with a book for take an hour. Read a book. And just relax. So take care. Cup of tea and a good book, and not them e-books, because then your eyeballs get all goofed up. Because you're on the computer all day. You're on the phone all day. Get rid of all that electronics. Take a book. Feel the book in your hands. Turn the pages. Sit back with a cup of tea. Put a little reading light on. Or sit in the living room where nobody can bother you. And sit in your favorite chair and sit down and read a book. Because that gets the old brain going. Take care, everybody.